Right, here we are at Kids Info Bits again. This time, our person that we're going to be reading about is Albert Einstein. So I'm going to take a second, like a good reader would do, and I am going to skim the article before I read it. So I know that it's about Albert Einstein. One of the first text features that I see is Albert Einstein's picture. Okay, scroll down. I see early life, so I'm assuming that's going to tell me when he was born and maybe how he got interested in science. Scientific breakthroughs, so perhaps some of his contributions, and then later years. So we only have 3 paragraphs here, and it's already giving me an idea. Okay, I'm going to know when he was born, some of his scientific contributions, and where he lived in his later years. So I have my organizer here, like you have yours. And I'm going to look at my questions. The first one is, what did he contribute? This says he, so I'm going to get rid of that. What did he, should say he, she, or they contribute? Then it should match yours. Oops. There we go. Invent, lead, create, overcome, or discover. When and where did he, she, or they live, and what key events made him, her, or them who they are or were? All right, so you should be following along, and anytime I see something that I am highlighting, you should probably make note of that. So first, we're going to listen to the article. Maybe. There it goes.
New entry 00/00/2015. Albert Einstein was one of the greatest geniuses in the history of science. His theories, or ideas, led to new ways of thinking about the early life.
About the universe. Okay, so I'm going to take my highlighter tool because it says his theories and ideas led to new ways of thinking about the universe. I think that's pretty important to know. So I'm going to highlight that yellow. I'm going to scroll down, and I believe I can start here, maybe. If not, bear with me, guys. Yeah, it's going to start reading it from the beginning again. All right, so I'm going to read early life for you. Early life. Albert Einstein was born to Jewish parents in Ulm, Germany on March 14, 1879. He did not do well in school, but he did take an interest in mathematics and science. While at college, he studied physics and math. After graduating in 1900, he worked in a government office. Meanwhile, he continued studying physics on his own. So this tells me more information too. Tells me where he was born and when. I'm going to leave that there. Look at your graphic organizer. Where do you think that would go? Think about it. Scientific breakthroughs. In 1905, Einstein caused a stir by publishing 5 major research papers. These papers forever changed the way people thought about the universe. One of these papers contained completely new ideas about the properties of light. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. Interesting. So he has new ideas on the properties of life and then winning the Nobel Prize in 1921. Very interesting. In another paper, Einstein presented what is now called the special theory of relativity. This doesn't want to work with me. All right. Yes. This theory states that measurements of space and time are relative. That is, they change when taken by people moving at different speeds. This idea was entirely new. The special theory of relativity also changed how scientists thought about energy and matter. Matter is everything that takes up space. All right, so some pretty important contributions there. Later years. When the Nazi Party took over Germany in 1933, Einstein left the country. He eventually settled in the United States. During World War II, Einstein urged the United States to build nuclear weapons. He felt that these weapons might be needed to defeat the Nazis. The United States did create the first atomic bomb in 1945. Einstein, however, did not work to develop the bomb. After World War II, he tried to prevent any future use of atomic weapons. Einstein died in Princeton, New Jersey on April 18, 1955. So, this is just kind of telling you that he eventually lived in the United States. He moved, and we're going to look at a clip in just a few moments about that. But notice you've got nuclear weapons, which is a hyperlink, so it's going to go to something that's going to give you more information on nuclear weapons. Time, energy, and matter are also hyperlinked, and they're also bolded. So remember, that's part of your text features, either bolded or colored words that you're going to get more information on from the author. So I'm hoping that you're going back to, whoops, wrong one. You're going back, I just keep hitting the same old one there, back to your graphic organizer. My computer's messing up. And filling that out. So let's watch this little video on Albert Einstein.
A new breed of immigrant was reaching our shores. Albert Einstein was not one of Europe's poor and ignorant masses. He was a trailblazing genius in theoretical physics. He came to America not to seek his fortune, but to seek his freedom. Freedom to think, freedom to study.
It's a big deal. Guy moved to the U.S. All right, so my graphic organizer went away, but hopefully you guys were filling in that organizer. Boom. And